What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, man? Welcome to this morning. Hope everything is well with everybody. Let's get it chopping. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can see me. Y'all can hear me and see me. That's what's up. All right, we here, man. We here. All right, man. Steve J in the building. What's going on, man? Bert from Mardican. What's going on? Mr. Shelton, what's good? Jimmy Bernard, all these texts. Cursor, what's going on? Saint cruising on the road, but listen, hey man, drive safe. It's wet where I am. Ron Gibson, what's going on, Ron Gibson? So y'all boys go ahead and hit that like from my man Fannon. Yeah, man, we got 26 likes. We only got 16 people. People said what's up on the way in before the chat started. Always a good thing, man. Thank you. And player made for life. Much love in that super chat. He says, salute to the Don and the mighty LDBC. Ever since I tuned in, it's been nothing to distinguish the real and the fake in the boxing world. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of fake around. It's a lot of fake, man. Like a lot of fake. You know what I'm saying? There's so much fakeness going around, dog. It surprises me, man. Like every other day, I'm like, dude, you're fake too? Like, oh wow, you're fake too? It's like, wow, okay, I guess boxing is like life, man. Like every other person you meet, putting on a face, faking one thing for the other, you know? I'm not a big fan of that, man. Not a big fan. But much love in that super chat. Hey, Nuke Juice, I got a video coming up on the Patreon specifically for you. Make sure you check out the one that is going to be loaded. Actually, it's already uploaded. I got to make it public. But after the chat, man, there's going to be another one up there, man. I think you'll like. Panama Jack, I am a truck driver, and I look forward to your live streams every day while on the road. Man, that's what's up, man. That's good to know, dude. That's why I always did. I used to do like 20-minute 20-minute videos because of truckers, because I know you guys like to listen to things for a longer amount of times. You don't want to have to be looking at your wheel, like driving your wheel and look down and have to switch videos every 5 seconds. You know, I can understand that, man. It's interesting to see how many different type of peoples come to YouTube to watch the videos, man. But Panama Jack, man, thank you so much, man. I'm glad that you're listening. We're gonna wait till about 100 people come in. We'll wait till about 200 people come in, and then we'll get going. Yeah, man. Said Perez Diaz said, fuck them if they fake. Look, man, I test people to see if they fake. I test people to see if they're fake. I know who's fake real quick. Because if I met you, I tested to see if you fake. I do it with everybody. It said Panama Jack said, hell yeah. Yeah, I know. Y'all don't want to be like driving and shit and have to look down and flip. No, y'all need some shit go long. Bill English said Canelo's lawyer either did not consider force majeure or there's no force majeure clause in the contract. COVID might just save his own. No. Can't be. Nope. That's not a force majeure. That's not force majeure because they can put on other fights. That's just a matter of not how much they want to pay. Force majeure is an act of God. That like electricity hitting the building, the town burning down, there being a famine. If you're in business and you're putting on fights, they can't say, well, we don't have the ability to honor this contract because we can't have fights, you know? No, they're having fights. Force majeure ain't gonna work at all. That shit is fucking hell no. That's a financial decision. Whether or not they want to pay the money. You know what I mean? Nate the Great, much love in the super chat, man. He said, Nate the Great said, you and the LDBC made history the last few days. Thank you all for you guys do for the sport of boxing, man. Yeah, thanks 78, man. Thanks 78. Because that's the dude that does the LD. That's the dude that created the LDBC. You know, I'm just here talking, man. People talk about boxing, and if And if, and if I can be a help, I'll be a help. You know what I mean? But don't twist it up, man. About what the LDBC is, man. I think sometimes people I think people are starting to get that confused a little bit. But I appreciate you so much, Nate the Great. And man, cats will keep on the grind, Tony Beckford said, if top tier black fighters were doing all the picking weakest opposition in different divisions, we would hear them. We would hear them real. What's going on, Tor? Man, Tor, I haven't seen you in a minute, man. Of course they would. They claim it now. But it's more promoter, man. Like, I'm starting to understand this media thing better. And like, that's why I'm so insistent, dude, that I am not a member of the media. Please do not call me part of the media. Because I am not, man. Like, people get baffled sometimes by the decisions that I make and the things I'm like, dude, I'm not part of the media. I'm a boxing fan. It just so happens to be that I'm a boxing fan that talks to a lot of boxing fans. I'm not in the business of boxing. I'm not interested in negotiating, managing fighters or any of that stuff. I'm not trying to create, some segue in between YouTube to, into becoming a major player in the boxing community. Dog, I'm not trying to do that, man. Just sitting here trying to talk boxing, dog, because the Lions Den boxing community it's a community, is what I understood. So I'm trying to behave in a fashion like I'm participating in the community. You know what I mean? Ricky Alphonse just got in. Has Fannon discussed the Canelo situation? No, I'm not, man. There's another couple cats that are running over a little bit. So I'm gonna wait till I know that most of the people that usually come to the chats are here, and then I'll get to it in some fair amount of detail, man. Bible English, no man is responsible for that which no man can control. Yeah, but you can control your budget. Bible English, you're just making it's not going to work. That's not an act of God. It's their budget. If they have, it's not like the internet don't work no more. You know what I mean? God did not create their budget and decide how they're going to allocate their resources. Okay, if you didn't check it, we just had a conversation where people think that Dazn is going to make a fight between Devin Haney and Gary Russell Jr., dude. Dog, shut up. But Bible English, I don't mean to just be disrespectful. Stick to your day job, dog, with that, dog. Okay, no. Force majeure does not apply in that situation. Not a chance. Okay? Not a chance. Because they are putting on fights. How can you say an act of God is preventing me from making a fight when you're making fights? Come on, man. Please don't try to don't pull shit up, okay? Leave it alone, dude. You can argue it. That shit's going to fall flat on its fucking face. That is not force majeure. And for everybody who wants to know what force majeure is, it means act of God. It's a clause in a contract that you put where you say, look, man, in case the world shuts down, right? In case the world shuts down, you can't hold me liable for the promises. All bets are off. All bets are off if wild locust eats everybody on earth. You know what I mean? It's not an act of God if you decide that how you're going to spend your money is not an act of God. Okay? Because they're spending money. They are putting on fights. I have seen fights on DAZN. Okay? I saw Dillian White fight on DAZN. So you can't tell me it's an act of God because I see you putting fights on DAZN. Now, please, no more amateur hour at the fucking Apollo, okay? No, it's not. DAZN didn't look. Let me tell you what DAZN did. This is my take on it. I was trying to wait for people to come on. This is my thing. DAZN got a decision to make about whether or not they. All right, man. See, I'm trying to tell you, I ain't like fucking around with y'all like this. Because y'all gonna take what I got to say and do a fucking video and not put my name in it. Okay? You're gonna act like shit popped out of no fucking where, and then you're gonna take what I fucking say, you're gonna do a fucking video about it. I'm gonna listen to the fucking video, and I'll be like, damn, dude, you don't know how to say my name? You don't know how to say my name? I did the shit for free. You don't know how to say my name? You gonna act like you don't know who I am? For real, you just gonna fake it in front of every fucking body? Nah, dude. I almost don't want to tell you. Saying? I almost don't want to tell you what they're doing and what their options are. I almost don't want to tell you. I want you guys to bubble your fucking lips and blah, 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 like that, guessing what the fuck is going on. It's part of the code to give credit, no plagiarism. I thought it was part of the code. That's what I thought. Apparently not. Apparently not. Apparently that shit's not part of the code. Apparently you can have fucking hour-long conversations and that shit ain't part of the fucking code. Because you can't figure out how to fucking say what everybody and their mama knows. I did the shit for free, man. I did the shit for free. But dog, I did it. So fucking fess up. Don't act like shit popped out of nowhere. The shit didn't pop out of no fucking where. If y'all can't tell me, y'all piss me off with that shit. Don't fucking act. Don't pretend. Because if you act and pretend, then I got to motherfucking show that people are acting and pretending. I got to motherfucking put you on blast. However, let me educate you so you can use this for your videos, so you can put this on your articles, so you can break your fucking stories and act like you made it up. Because we all know you have tremendous amount of experience in this shit. So here you go. No, dude. Dazn is making a calculated choice about whether or not they're going to breach that agreement. Dazn knows that they are in breach of that agreement. They know it. It is a straight up and down textbook breach. I read the fucking transcript of shit. What they said was that they defined the word as premier. There is nothing in their agreement, according to any one of them, that said anything about him fighting Gennady Golovkin. However, Canelo knew that that's what fight that they wanted to have made, but he has plausible deniability because they didn't put it in the fucking contract. So even so, Canelo's acting fucking stupid. Like, he knows Dazn wanted the Gennady Golovkin fight, but Canelo was like, nah, I'm not trying to fucking fight Gennady Golovkin. Oscar De La Hoya was telling Dazn, "Ooh, I can get Canelo to do it. Don't worry about it. We'll get Canelo to do it. You know, $35 million a fight is what we made on pay-per-view. So 11 fights, we'll make sure we get that done." Okay, that's what they said to Dazn. Dazn took a chance in the wording and might have put some shit in there about premier, but premier is not well defined. It's monstrously ambiguous. So Canelo said, "Look, dude, fuck both of you. Pay me my money." So Dazn right now has to choose whether or not they're going to take how much of a loss they're going to take, because they're not going to get their $180 million back. It's going to be a loss. So the only question is, are we going to pay Canelo Alvarez the whole 180 and do whatever he wants? Or are we going to try to negotiate him to an acceptable settlement for like $100 million so we can get him out of our fucking hair and we can take the other $200 million and use that on bigger fights? Because we really never wanted to do Canelo Alvarez to begin with, but we couldn't get the PBC fighters and all that on board. So we went, instead of trying to get a bunch of good fights, really, really good fights, and spend a lot of money on a bunch of really, really good fights, we got forced into the situation where we had to pay a lot of money for a couple what we hoped would be great fights, but they didn't pan out. And we're in Corona, in the middle of Corona, so we have to figure out what we're going to do with the budget that we have. My advice to a Dazn would be, offer Canelo $100 million and tell him to go to hell. Here's $100 million. All right, because I would rather cut my losses, give you $100 million, let you go away, take the other $180 million that I saved and invest that in some fucking good fights, and hopefully I can turn Dazn around. That is an internal business decision taking place on Dazn's part because they know they're in breach of that agreement. Because they breached it on purpose. You don't always breach shit on accident. Sometimes you breach the shit on purpose and you just be like, oh, okay, what can I do? What can I do? What do I think I can settle here for? What do I think I can get out of here? What is my true cost here? Those are the type of analysis that you have to do. 100 million, how about 36 and bye-bye? No, man, Canelo ain't going to take that shit because Canelo's already out 2 fights. It'd have to be 3 fights. Look, Canelo, 3, you're getting $35 million a fight, all right, for 11 fights. Why don't I just give you 3 fights worth of money, right? 3 fights. I'm going to pay for your next 3 fights. I don't even need you to fight. Just go away. Or you could say, here, I'll give it to you for the next 2 fights. Can we cut down the amount of, can we cut down the length of our agreement? And go from, can we give you more money for this? Can we renegotiate this? All of that shit. But the problem with that is that fucking Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo are in problems. And Oscar De La Hoya's dumbass don't know how to fucking negotiate. Telling you, motherfuckers don't even know how stupid they are. I'm irritated this morning, though. I'm irritated, though, because man, fuck. But don't take this shit. This is what it is. You can go interview somebody in Dazn. I'm going to tell you, that's what they're trying to figure out. Are they going to pay Canelo the straight 180? Or are they going to try to negotiate themselves down to some reasonable settlement that will allow him to save face, them to save face, but free up money to get fighters that they believe will fight one another and make a competitive product? Now, I hated to skip to the end for you guys, but I'm irritated. That's what it is. Michael Winters, did Russell Jr. and Haney get finalized? That fight is going to be agreed to in principle. They are going to still have to have conversations between DAZN and PBC. That's just going to have to happen for political reasons, I would suspect. You know what I mean? However, dog, seriously, free answers are over with. Okay? Niggas acting like they didn't listen to the show, acting like they was asleep. I was asleep. I didn't see none. What? I don't know. The fight got signed? What happened? I said, Howard Robinson, calm down for now. You're probably 100% right. Smoke one. Yeah, I mean, dude, that shit is on the head. Yeah, dude, if these motherfuckers is real, that's why I'm saying motherfuckers be phonies. If people was real, they would already know that that's the case. Just like, dude, if you've ever worked in the area, if you've ever really done anything, you would know that you have a term sheet. The term sheet is now going to get reviewed by Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. is going to have that term sheet reviewed by his counsel. The PBC is going to have that shit reviewed by counsel. I guarantee you Al Heyman has seen that sheet. That shit is not going to get done in 15 minutes. That's going to be a 2-day process. But you would have actually had to have worked on big contracts and known how long it takes once you agree in principle to get that shit through legal. Because they're going to get all of the details now done. They're going to get all of the details done. All of them. You know what I mean? Like all of them. But that's not anything that Gary Russell Jr. needs to be involved in. And that's nothing necessarily that Bill Haney needs to be involved in it. But Devin Haney doesn't necessarily need to be involved in that. But that's what they're going to have to do. So if you're waiting for the shit to get announced in the next 5 fucking minutes, no, see, that's the LDBC right there. I'm telling you who the fucking LDBC is. This is the LDBC. That's the LDBC right there. That's the LDBC right there. If you want to say thank you to the LDBC, they say thank you to him. Say thank you to him. Because I wouldn't have taken a call if it wasn't for him. Because if you niggas think I work for free, you out your fucking mind. I do not work for free. And my shit has never fucking been pretend. Never been pretend. But please, don't get the shit and then act like you ain't hear it, where you ain't get it from. Because I'm going to tell you, dude, I don't charge for my work, but nigga, I want my motherfucking credit for my work. If I'm not charging you for my work, I want my credit for my work. And I'm not playing. I take offense at that. I, in my regular job, do a bunch of shit that niggas don't give me credit for because I'm sitting in an office negotiating deals. for somebody else that counts the money. I'm not going to do that shit for niggas on YouTube. You out your fucking mind. Niggas like, oh, fights can be internet. It can be negotiated over the internet. No, they can't. Who the fuck you think? What the fuck you think this is? You think you niggas can do this? I'm insulted. I'm insulted. I'm telling you, I'm insulted at the idea that you niggas think you can do this. Go to school for fucking 25 years. Then do it. Go fucking $80,000 in debt and tell me you niggas can fuck around and do this shit. No, nigga, there's a reason why somebody's a doctor, they want you to call them doctor. Because it took a lot of fucking work to do that shit. You niggas, what you niggas saw was 30 years of hard work and tears and failures. You didn't see some shit some any old nigga on the internet can do. So stop fucking applauding yourselves. That shit was not easy. And 78 asked me to do it, and I did it. Not because I wanted to do the shit, but because he wanted me to do the shit. Because he's the reason a lot of y'all are here with me doing what I want to do. I don't interview with people. I don't pull people on my channel. I don't do that shit because I don't want to be in the business of boxing. I could fuck up a lot of niggas' money in the business of boxing because I'm an experienced businessman that knows contract law and knows negotiations well. Not the best, but better than you niggas. So please don't act like you can do what the fuck I can do, because you cannot. And do not go convincing fighters and young fighters that you can, because you cannot. Because you cannot. You cannot do it. Do not do it. Do not be irresponsible and grab some fucking fighters, some young fighter, and tell some young fighter that you can negotiate this nigga a deal with fucking Dazn and a fucking featherweight champion of the world and the lightweight champion of the world and another major network, that you can do that shit sitting in your fucking backyard on the fucking phone with 3-4 niggas at a time. Don't tell me you can do that shit, because you cannot do that shit. This is not a new model for business. Take your ass to Al Heyman, develop a good relationship with Al Heyman. Take your ass to Bill Haney, develop a good relationship with Bill Haney or some other professional, and get professional advice. That's all I've ever told people to do. Get professional advice from professionals. Don't act like you a professional if you ain't a professional. I ain't a pimp. I don't act like I'm a pimp, because niggas would know right away. I'm not some street dude. People would know. If I acted like I was a street dude, people would laugh right away. Do not act like you can sit down with Shelly Finkel and have a conversation with this nigga about that shit. You cannot. You can't do it. Many of you cannot do it. Don't try. For real. And I'm just giving you real. I'm not trying to be fake. I'm not trying to be fake. I don't want that shit run. I got on the phone. Niggas was like, we trying to make this fight. I'm listening to shit going on. And I'm like, hold on, man. Hold on. This is out of order. This is out of order. Put this here, put that there. Stop. This is what this nigga's saying. Stop. That's what that nigga's saying. Stop. This is what he wants. Stop. That's what he wants. Stop. Come together. Cool. Don't cut each other. Right? You straight. You got the deal. Cool. You got it. Cool. Next step. Take this term sheet. Get that shit to Dazn. Or get Dazn to give him the term sheet. And after that's done, everybody shut up and stop talking. But I can't get niggas to stop talking, so I don't associate me with it. If y'all don't know how to stop talking and let these motherfuckers get $3 million. And I sitting there listening to cats like, I'm like, my God, man, will y'all sit down and take this money? But you know when the fight got done? Well, when we knew there's a possibility it could get done, when Devin Haney understood that Gary Russell Jr. wanted to make money. Once they were both like, oh, we want to make money, then it was cool. Everything after that is gravy. Get the personal argument out of it. Stick to the fucking topic, which is you making money. Okay, if there's some way you want to get it done and some way you get it done, you guys might not make it happen exactly how you guys want it, but you guys can come together and make it something that might look different, but your interests are all protected. Dog, don't try that shit at home. If you have any type of personal interest in the outcome, you're gonna fuck it up. And I don't even care. I feel like I'm gonna talk to a student today. If you have any personal interest in the outcome of the negotiation, you're gonna fuck it up as a mediator. You have got to be neutral. You've got to be able to understand one guy's thing and the other guy's thing. And you have to be able to articulate those in ways that can be appreciated by the other party. But if you are not neutral to it, you can't do it. Because you saw how what Batman kept telling me, oh, Fannon, you've paid for by Bill. You shilling for Bill, right? And that's why I got pissed. I was like, fuck no. I ain't shilling for any fucking body. I want the fight to be made, and I don't want y'all to fuck it up. Y'all niggas you have everything done. Just get it done. This is a beautiful situation. Like one another for like 30 seconds. And then when it's signed, beat the shit out of each other. Dudes, you don't need promoters, but you do need quality consultation. Quality consultation. You have to have it. And not every Tom, Dick, and Harry can give that to you. There are a lot of facilitators that can help you. There are a lot of, you're in DC, there's a whole fucking law school of people. There's a whole kind of mediators and people that you can hire in 1099s to handle those jobs for you. They could have, what Bill and Devin could have done, and just as easy, is hired, say, look, man, I'm going to pay, you put in half, I put in half. We're going to get a guy to do a facilitated session for us to work through our problems. They're going to set the rules up. We both agree we want this fight. Let's go through this whole facilitated session to get everything to the point where we can come up with a term sheet and move forward. But the reason, am I referring to Bill Heyman? Haney what? No, Bill Haney can do all this shit. Dude, Bill Heyman and Batman did an excellent job in that negotiation, in the preliminary negotiation, because I would call that the preliminary negotiation, because after that, you really do have all the details. You really do have to, cross your eyes, cross your T's and dot your I's on a lot of stuff. And that's what they're doing right now. They have to be, because there's no way that you could tell me, like, okay, give me a term sheet. I'll look at the term sheet. I'm like, okay, that's good. Now my question is, what's next? See how the guy pulled up force majeure? Like he pulled up force majeure. He don't know what the fuck force majeure is, but he brought it up. And that is something that you would have to have a conversation about if you're really being detailed. Well, what constitutes force majeure? Does a new COVID explosion constitute force majeure? I would say no. It's not an act of God. However, it's a specific incident that you can put in there and we can address in the terms. All right, so how do we know for sure, where's all the sources of revenue and income coming from? How, you know what I mean? Like, there's all kind of different things. Like, what if Gary wants to get out of the fight because he's injured? All of the fighter contract stuff? See, I'm kind of anal, so I would go through all of that shit. Like, I would go through every line of that shit. People think that's boilerplate. Fuck that. I'm going through all that shit. Especially when I heard, they were concerned about things like getting robbed. It's like, damn. Anyway. Tell them, check your resume, Fannon. I mean, dude, you ain't got to check my resume. Check your own resume, nigga. If you don't know how to do it, don't fake like you do. You're going to get somebody robbed. Like, do it with me. I dare you. I dare you to do that shit with me. Send me somebody to negotiate with you that don't know what the fuck they doing. You're going to lose your shirt. You're going to lose your shirt if I'm in that mood. And people who do that shit, no, man, come on. See, Shelly Finkel is right. Shelly's like, yeah, we'll do, because Shelly don't want all this shit out there, right? Shelly Finkel. But anyway, man, I'm done with that shit. Please don't, because I've seen enough on Twitter and stuff where people telling me, like, oh, No, please don't think. Please don't think that. Please, young black people, don't think that. Because that would just be another way to have somebody rob you. It would make it that much easier to get you. If you're willing to do it like that, you got to be careful. And Gary Russell Jr. was super careful. Those are experience. Gary Russell Jr.'s experience. He was like, never committed to anything. Yeah, you know, if it's that, it's this, anyway, man, I'm done. You get my point. These dudes barely can facilitate a discussion about a boxing match without showing extreme bias. They can't do no damn negotiations. No, you can't. You got to get out the way. You know what I'm saying? Skills said, I got this book called Negotiation for Dummy. I got this, bro. You only live once. No, I mean, there's good ones. I mean, there's good shit, you know, like Negotiating with Difficult People. There are good books that you can get from it. Getting to Yes, Negotiating with Difficult People. There are really good books on it. That boxers would be good to read. It's not like it's the information's not something you can get and you can't use, you know. In UK crowds in stadiums, it ain't happening until 2021. Oh yeah, for sure. Fannon, you missed some super chats. I'm so sorry. Skillets says, okay, I got Skillets. Much love in that super chat, Skillets. Anybody hit me with questions, dude? That's cool. Anwar Willis said, hold on. Hey, I'm in the middle of a meeting, but I saw. Sorry about that. Yeah, man, smash the like button. I'm interested in my likes. All right, so let's get back to boxing talk, dog. You see, I just cringe at the thought. If Brooke and Crawford doesn't fight, what's next for Crawford? Glass Joe from Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You know what I mean? Glass Joe from Mike Tyson's Punch Out is going to be Terence Crawford's next fight. I'm convinced. I have no hope for him, dude. I have absolutely no hope for Terence Crawford fighting somebody legitimate, dog. After having listened to Gary Russell Jr. and Devin Haney go, I have no faith in Terence Crawford, man. I think Terence Crawford's fake. Until proven we're different, until proven otherwise, dude, Terence Crawford's fake, man. Gary Russell Jr. convinced me. He convinced me. I'm sold. I don't believe you. I don't believe you, dog. I don't believe you no more. 2 years, I'm done. You're leading me by the nostrils, homie. Okay? You're leading me on. I ain't paying for no more dinners, dog. Okay? I'm not paying for no more dinners. Like I had this conversation, man. My wife is in the house. I'm gonna tell you though. Fuck, I just realized my wife can hear like everything that I say. So anyway, I'm gonna tell you. I hope she don't get mad if she hears this. All right. One time I took this girl out to dinner like 3 times, right? Every time I took this chick to dinner, met her, $250 minimum. $250 minimum, right? So the first time, now, by the way, you know, she was something that was worth $250. You know, it was worth it. She was, you know, no. I'll do it. My wife is good people, and I love my wife. I ain't fucking around on my wife. So, oh, did you get Big Dog Willie super chat? Thank you guys so much, man. I thought I got Big Dog Willie super chat. Skill said it's called Negotiation for Dummies, bro. I got that. Anwar, my love. Ari Boxing said, what will happen between Canelo and Golden Boy? Oh, Golden Boy is going to either fold or they're going to give in to whatever, or take Canelo wherever you want to go. Because Canelo owns Golden Boy. Canelo is Golden Boy. And the only reason Canelo don't straight up own it is because Oscar De La Hoya is personally wealthy. See, I don't think that Canelo, that Oscar De La Hoya really takes Oscar, like Golden Boy Promotions, as something like, I don't really even know if he really takes it that seriously. Like, I think that's the thing that he does. That's his job. But I think he has enough of his own money where he's not really risking anything with Golden Boy because Oscar De La Hoya is rich as good God. He made a lot of money. So I just don't think that he's really into it like that, man. And that's why he's got a piss poor operation, you know? So I think that piss poor operation needs to go out of business. The best thing that could happen for Golden Boy is that Golden Boy goes out of business because they have piss poor management. And Canelo Alvarez Oscar De La Hoya is incompetent as an executive. So the best thing Golden Boy could do is shut down and go away and let Oscar De La Hoya get into rehab or let him coke himself into oblivion, one or the other, because their organization sucks. I've not seen, the collapse of Golden Boy was dramatic and long lasting. They went from having the number one promotional company with dang near everybody that was signed by Golden Boy, that was signed by PBC. Almost all of those dudes were with Golden Boy. And he lost them all because he can't read. Or he wouldn't read. And I'm starting to suspect it's because he can't read. How in the world do you not know that you don't have your fighters signed to exclusive promotional contracts, that they're signed to exclusive managerial contracts? How in the world do you not know that? It is incompetence at the highest level. In fact, it might be the greatest incompetence shown by a promoter in the history of boxing. It is like Canelo Alvarez's signing with Dazn. That was kind of like, that reeked of desperation, but it didn't reek of stupidity. It just reeked of like, Eddie Hearn is not getting this shit done. Eddie Hearn said, if I get his dude money, we could get all these fighters signed, but these fighters are dedicated to the PBC. I can't get them. What can we do? So they get Canelo Alvarez, right? That to me seems like a scenario where it is a business decision where they decided to take a risk. Oscar De La Hoya seems like complete incompetence. That's negligence. That is gross negligence for that to happen. So my thought on it is that Canelo needs to get away from Golden Boy pronto, and he needs to start Canelo Promotions. What does he need Oscar for? Go Canelo Promotions and go fucking free agent. If somebody wants Canelo for a fight, Canelo should be able to fight on that network. Like, duh, Canelo. Like, fucking duh. You know what I'm saying? Duh. Canelo shouldn't be signed to anybody. Canelo should be signed to Canelo. Without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like Gervonta Davis. Eventually, Gervonta Davis should be signed by Gervonta Davis. If there's a point in time where Floyd Mayweather Jr. is not adding significant value to his career. And let me tell you, right now, Gervonta Davis needs to stay where the fuck Gervonta Davis is. Okay? Right there with Floyd. But Canelo need to get his ass a pushing, get you Canelo Day Promotions, however you say that shit in Spanish, and keep it popping. And do like Manny Pacquiao did. Do like Oscar De La Hoya did. Do like Floyd Mayweather did. Do what Gary Russell Jr. is doing. Do what Sean Porter's doing. Do what all these other guys do that want to be their own bosses, that do not need people to tell other people who they are. There's no reason Canelo should be signed to a promoter. He should be out, and he should be signed to Al Heyman. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Does Al Heyman speak Spanish? Does Canelo Alvarez trust Al Heyman? I don't know. But he should be doing business with Showtime. He should be able to fight on Showtime. He should be able to fight on Fox. He should be able to fight on ESPN. He should be able to fight on DAZN. He should be able to fight wherever he wants to fight against whoever he wants to fight. Without steroids and without no fucking franchise belt. But other than that, dog should be able to do what he want to do. That's big cheese, dog. That's the big cheese. You think he might sell Golden Boy Promotions? I doubt it. He'll let that shit now. He got like owner. He'll let that shit just keep going and be nothing. And the fighters that are there will get fucked. But he'll still have his, he'll have his pet project or two. Like he'll find a fighter that he thinks he really likes, and he can promote that fighter and do it like that, and it can be like a pet project for him. But that's how it looks like Oscar treats his promotional company anyway, like a pet project. Those dudes don't need to be over there. Even if they went to Eddie, even if the Golden Boy people went to if they went to ESPN, because at least ESPN and Bob Arum seem like they take the business serious. Oscar De La Hoya is incompetent. You know what I'm saying? And what are you, if you do business with somebody you know is incompetent, what does that make you? Makes your ass incompetent. And nobody can tell me that Oscar De La Hoya is not incompetent. You can't do some shit like that and not be. Like, could you imagine, like, you went on a job interview as a promoter and you said this? Like, tell me, Mr. De La Hoya, tell me your experience with promotions. What is the worst thing? Because I'm interested in this. What is the biggest mistake that you ever made? Because I'd like to understand, just to see if because people ask you that question. What's the biggest mistake you ever made? If he was going to answer that obvious, he would have to say, I lost 270 of the top fighters in the world to a subcontractor because I didn't read my agreement. I thought that I had them signed to my company, but they were just signed to a subcontractor that I paid the bills for. So let me understand this, Oscar. You're saying that you were the promoter. You were putting up money and doing all the other things that the promoter is supposed to do. And none of the fighters were signed to you. They were all signed to Al Heyman. How did you make that? How did that happen? Well, to be honest, totally honest with you, I never got out of high school. And I thought because I was rich, that means I was smart. And that was a terrible mistake to make. Because now I realize that the saying fools and their money will soon be parted. In order for that to be a trope or something that is valid, fools have to have money. A fool and their money is soon parted. I learned the true meaning. A fool and their fighters that's what he should be doing, man. Terrible. I'm going to get to these super chats real quick. Give me 1 second because I know that I'm missing these things. So give me 1 second. My man Boots Untied 85 said, enjoying the content. Keep it coming, big homie. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Will do. Shim the Belonger said, Fannon, you so right about the top boxing talent. They should be signed to themselves and box on platforms that can pay them, unless they're up and coming. See, Shim the Belonger, it should, at least from the outside looking in. Again, that's what I'm saying, dude. Meet with an Al Heyman, meet with a Shelly Finkel, meet with the guys from MTK Global. I want to be very clear. I am not trying to step on anybody's. This is not what I'm doing. I'm a boxing fan, but I'm going to give you my opinion, right? People who are fighters that are unknown need somebody that can help them become known and can become and get them on cards, all of that stuff. So there are young fighters and veteran fighters that being signed to a promoter can be a great thing. Like Ray Beltran with Top Rank. Dude, I can't imagine that Ray Beltran really would have done much better, at least in the fights and the opportunities that he got fighting for Top Rank. I mean, at PBC, he would have got a better deal with the PBC than he got with Top Rank. I don't think so, because Ray Beltran is not a very good fighter. I mean, just in my opinion, he's not some world beater fighter. So he needs somebody that's going to put him on cards consistently and can give him access to cards consistently. So for fighters that are at that stage in their career and will always be at that stage of their career, they need that. Or that could be a good thing. right? But that's why you get so many sub fucking par bullshit ass fights that go on at Top Rank, because those are the type of fighters they can sign. Because fighters that really believe that they're the shit, typically, they're like, hey man, I'll bet on myself, right? They're not willing to bet on themselves. The fighters that are going to bet on themselves are the fighters that think that they are really the best fighters in the world. So if you really are the best fighter in the world, or one of the best fighters in the world, and you believe that, and you don't need somebody to tell everybody in the world who you are, right? And that, my friend, is Canelo Alvarez. Then a 1099 situation makes more sense than you. A 1099 or an independent contractor situation fits better for you than it does somebody where that's not the case. They need to take an employee situation, because for all of the dumb shit people talk and the different forms, the different things that you can call things, like you heard the saying, like a rose by any other name is still a rose, right? An employee by any other name is still an employee. But Terence Crawford is an employee. He's an employee of Bob Arum because he cannot fight for anybody other than him, and he cannot fight anytime that Bob Arum doesn't say he can fight. Right? That's it. That's an employee-employer relationship. I don't care if it's a promoter, boxer, manager, and if you've got your own manager and your own, you rely upon him to get you a fight, dog, and he don't rely on you. He cashes the checks and pays you. Nah, dog, you work for him. But that's not a bad thing for certain people. That type of safer environment could be good for like a Navrati. Like, who the fuck cares about Emmanuel Navrat? He should sign to Top Rank. I ain't paying no extra fucking money for Emmanuel Navrat. You know what I'm saying? But Errol Spence, why would Errol Spence sign with Top Rank? For what? Because he don't need it. He can get on the internet and he can put a tweet out and give himself more publicity than Bob Arum can get him by talking about him on ESPN. That's my thought on that, man. Justin State, to get my cash, say, you see Fury got caught hanging with the mob again? Yeah, of course. I put that up on Twitter. Dude, that's what he is. That's what he is. He's that dude, but you can't tell that that's what Tyson Fury is, and what Billy Joe Saunders is, and what Josh Taylor is. Get the fuck out of here, man. They a bunch of fucking hoodlums. Like, you can tell, like, what kind of Billy Joe Saunders is a little fucking cheap ass hoodlum that learned how to fight in the ring. Because that's exactly how he acted around Deontay Wilder, throwing a chicken wing at him and running like a bitch. And these dudes can't even fucking keep their mouth shut for talking shit so much. Nah, man. I think them dudes, like Billy Joe Saunders, strikes me as a low-life thug. How you like that? Thought black people could be the only ones called thugs? They act like little hooligans. And that's what fucking Tyson Fury's cheating ass is. A big hoodlum. That probably didn't have enough. See, I'm going to go in too. They didn't have enough balls to be a true enforcer, right? Like, he ain't out there doing the dirty work. He's out there earning the money. Like, nah, man, we can put him in the boxing ring and earn some money off him. No need to have him go cracking thumbs and cracking skulls and all that shit. No. Like, if those dudes, seems to me, I could be wrong. I don't think I am. But if those dudes weren't in boxing, they would probably be out there enforcing for those dudes, beating up little women and taking their purses from them. Hey, man, it's time to pay up. Kicking niggas in the necks and shit. That's what I think about Billy Joe Saunders and Tyson Fury and Josh Taylor, because they've already showed that characteristic. That's my thoughts on the matter. And shout out to all the dudes that they work for, but they work for those guys. The guys that they work for, hey man, get your money. I ain't got no problem with it. But let's not act like that's what they are. And Tyson Fury is showing you who he is, right? If you thought you got this guy out of here, hey, I can ride with this guy. I'm still a threat. Ain't that what Billy Joe Saunders said? I don't even want to fight if I can't be protected. That's what he said. I don't even want to know if I want to fight anymore if there's not anybody out there to protect me. That's what Billy Joe Saunders said. Anwar's Will says, salute to 78 Sports TV and the mighty LDBC. Exactly. And say that the way it should be said, dog. When you say shout out to the LDBC, man, throw 78's name in there so cats know. Okay? Because, often imitated, never duplicated type shit. Don't fall for the okie doke, dog. Don't fall for the okie doke. Big Dog Willie in the super chat. My bad. He said, I was called a racist by a Caucasian man wearing a Confederate flag hat yesterday because I listened to your show, Fannon. Children are hilarious. What? They called you a racist because you listened to my show? And he was wearing a Confederate flag? That tells you right there, dog. It tells you right there. All right, man. So I think I'm caught up on the super chats, man. And I do thank you guys so much for coming to the chat and supporting the channel. But I just want to be real, dog. Exactly. DOG 2515 say you're right. Hooligans. Fucking petty thugs. Petty thugs. Petty thugs. And they behave like petty thugs. They behave like petty thugs. Like, dude, when I had that shit happen to me on Twitter, I was like, oh, you guys are petty thugs. You're bullies. Oh, you're bullies. That's what you are. I get it. I didn't understand why because you were wearing a suit, right? You were wearing a suit at a boxing match. So I'm like, I don't get this. Why are you wearing a suit at a boxing match? I don't get it. Like, to my mind, to me, is somebody that spent years in a monkey suit, right? Years in a monkey suit, right? Hard ass shoes that ain't comfortable to walk in. Pants that the pants feel decent and all that shit. You know, they feel good if you wear it like on Sunday. You feel like you're dressed up. But if you wear that shit, say, 250 times a year, you start feeling like, God dang, why the fuck do I got to wear this shit? Can't I wear some jeans? Right? So whenever I see guys wearing suits that I don't even understand why the fuck you got to have a suit on, like, what are you doing? Is there a judge around this motherfucker or something? Like, what are you doing? Say you work for IBM or something? You know what I mean? And even the cats at IBM ain't wearing that shit. They go business casual years ago. Why? Why you got 3 pieces on and all? Man, that shit don't even make sense. Right? So anyway, when these dudes came to me on Twitter, and you remember that shit? Where these dudes who are acted like they were from, hey, they may not have been from MTK Global, but one of them was. I'll leave your name out of it, dog. But one of them dudes was, and they were like, oh, Fannon Hancock. And they put this picture of me with this bogus ass, garbage ass, fake ass thing and tried to ruin me. Remember that? Remember when they tried to ruin me? Without knowing who I was? And I'm saying not knowing who I was, not like I'm the biggest nigga in the world, but dog, niggas know me, man. Like, I am not an unknown commodity, homie. Right? So what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? But I was like, okay, these dudes are like, oh, they're thugs. They think they can intimidate me to be quiet. If they create, since they can't beat me up, right? Like, they couldn't get their hands on me to beat me up, right? Because if they could have got near me, they probably would have tried to beat me up, right? Like, hey, come on, what'd you say? Hey, that type of shit, right? They'll come up there and try to like physically intimidate me. But because they're not physically with me, what they tried to do is put a bunch of shit out there about me and try to destroy my name. However, didn't work, did it? Didn't work. Because I'm not a fake. You're the fake. I'm not the fake. You're the fake. Right? I am what I say I am. You are not. So that shit pops off. I'm like, okay, these dudes are just thugs. That's what it is. That's who you're negotiating with. You're negotiating with thugs. So they're easy to beat. They're easy to beat. Thugs, easy to get. Easy. Easy. Because they can't read. Because they can't read. Because you were busy thugging while I was busy reading. That's how they do. Hooligans. So Tyson Fury having another dude next to him like that, dude, that's his protector. Because he needs to be protected from the other thugs. That's what it is. And I'm going to call you thugs like you call black people thugs. Because that's what it is. He's a member of a gang. And he went from one gang leader to another gang leader. You know what I mean? And he knows who not to fuck with. And people know, oh, if Tyson Fury's fucking with him now, crawled up underneath the other dude like a hoe. Like, your boy's gone. No disrespect. Like I said, no disrespect to the people that are bosses, right? I like a good boss, man. Boss. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with that. However, dude, he went from crawling underneath one guy to crawling underneath somebody else so that people will continue to think he's somebody to be afraid of. That's why he took that picture. He's a petty criminal. He's a petty thug who is not beyond cheating. Tyson Fury's reputation is mud. Mud to anybody with two eyes that focuses and looks at what he's about, dog. He said, I think I can take Josh Taylor. I got you, OG. There you go. Hey, dude, look. No, hey, look, man. No. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Dog, I am not going to fight anybody. Nobody. I am not putting these hands on another human being. Not doing it. I'm 50 years old. Nigga, you not touching me. No, I'm going to get you from 50 feet. I'm going to get you from like 30 feet away with a hot one. You fucking kidding me? Like, for what? I'm old. You niggas ain't hurting my knee. I'm not tussling with you and having to fucking get another fucking knee surgery. Get out of here, man. Hell no. Kidding me? For what? You know what I'm saying? But Tyson Fury, that's what that is. Man, I'm too old. I can't wrestle with y'all. I ain't boxing him. He's stupid. Okay, number one, so he'd be easy to get. Nigga, I might just get it. I might just be fucking around with him and be like, hey, man, dog, you don't even know, dog. Trust me. Like, no. I don't fuck with them, dog. Said, we don't have to OG. We young as you got. Say, you don't have to OG. We young as got you. Hey, man, I'm just telling you, at them fights, if I go to them fights, dog, no. Niggas are running me, I'm not fighting, dog. Because I know eventually I want to get out there and y'all see me. I'm not fighting y'all. For what? Leave me alone, man. Said, hit him with the wrench. He said, that's why you got people, that's why you got people like Fannon. Hey, man. They said, my man, Javon Freeman said, facts, I'm 40 and I feel the same way, Fannon. Always strapped. Yeah, I'm in Texas. It's not even an issue here. You know what I'm saying? It's not even an issue. You can put it on your hip. But I'm not fighting people, man. Please. For what? I look at my son. My son is like 6 foot, 155 pounds. And I look at him like, you know, I can win this, but this nigga could fuck around and knock my tooth out if I ain't careful. Like, I ain't even interested in it. No, I'm not even interested, you know? I said, give me 50 feet because it's not, give me 50 feet too because it's not that bad. No, I ain't fighting nobody, man. Have you ever done boxing training? No, I've done Hapkido, martial arts, and just straight up fights. Had a lot of just straight up fights. Had to fight a lot, man. A lot. I don't ever want to fight. I hate fighting. Like, I'm not like that, dude. I like to watch fights. Like, I appreciate. That's why I like Gary Russell Jr., man. Gary Russell Jr. like nigga likes to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he likes to fight. That ain't me. Some other dudes like Drew Titan likes to fight. Likes it. I don't like to do it. I like to humiliate people in arguments. That's my bully. That's my bully shit. Like, I'll do that. But I don't even want to. I shouldn't do that. I'm a jerk like that. But I shouldn't be like that. You say grown men still fight? Exactly, man. But hell no. Usa said, if I can't whoop you in 30 seconds, then I'm losing. Yeah, dog. Like, hell no, I'm not even messing around, man. But let's get back to boxing, dude. Let's get back to boxing. I don't think, man, my bad, man. I missed the super chat, dude. My man, Will Willis said, Fannon, amazing show with Bill and Russell's brother. I watched yesterday. I loved it. Keep it up. Yes, sir. I mean, well, you know, I'll do it if people come on the chat. If people ever want help with that, I'm cool with giving you a consultation. Think about the other party's interests, but you know, it's all good. Bert from Arkansas says 78 started this thing. Yeah. You wouldn't think that though, would you? Shit, like you wouldn't think it though. I hear a lot of talk about the LDBC and not often. Sometimes I don't hear shit about 78. And I'm like, dude, did I miss something? Like, did I miss something? I could have sworn that when I started with the LDBC, 78 Sports TV was the head of a community called the LDBC. And in order to be in the LDBC, that there were certain professional guidelines that you would have to follow that were laid out by the people that established the community. And you're either in the community or you're not in the community. And if you're in the community, then you abide by the rules of the community. That's what I thought it was. So if I hear about LDBC, I should be hearing about 78 Sports TV. I should be hearing it, not implying it, hearing it. Hey man, I don't know what I don't know what the LDBC goal is and what we should do this direction or that direction. I don't know. Let's talk to 78. Let's have a round robin and talk to 78 and see what direction we're going with things. You know what I mean? I don't hear a lot of that. I don't hear a lot of it. Caesar TAMG said, write it down. Joseph Action Jackson from North Carolina, 16-0. Man, do your thing, man. Joseph Action Jackson from North Carolina, man. Make sure you get on these LDBC channels, man. Find you somebody to get some interviews and stuff on, man. You know what I mean? Get in contact with 78, man. See if 78 can get you on some of these channels and get that man's name out there. Contact 78. Talk about Canelo and Dazn. Yeah, no worries. I can go back over that. I did it previously, but I can do it again for cats to show up late. For people to show up. Man, shout out to 78, man. I just got to say thank you, dude. I got to tell you, man, like, I got to say thank you, man. Y'all got to understand, man. That dude really did do something that is exceptional. Really something that's exceptional. And it's growing so big that in doing things, but man, dude, just keep it like what it is. Like, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it 100. What's the word? Keep it a buck, keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it 100. And if it's the LDBC, it's the LDBC. And it's the LDBC if it's 78. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it above board. Okay. There's a lot of young channels out there that are really doing some nice things. And I hear you. And I want to support you. Bigger channels too. But dog, 78 Sports TV is the LDBC. That's just part of it. And it don't matter how big it gets. It doesn't get big to the point where all of a sudden it's not what it is. It's what it is. And 78, they got to ask me to say this. I'm doing very motherfucking well. I dare say that I'm doing as well as any of you. I dare say better than most of you that think you're doing as well as me. You're not. And if I can say it's 78, so can you. You can go to his chat and super chat him. Because that's how you know. I see myself going at 7 o'clock to 78 Sports TV channel, and I'm the only nigga dropping money. How the fuck is that? Oh, you thought this was going to be about Gary Russell Jr. today? No. I go to 78's channel all the time, dog. Check 78's. You want to know cats in the LDBC? Go to 78's channel, look at his channel, and see who drops super chats. See who goes to his channel and supports him with the money that they get from you. Let's see. There ain't been a day. There ain't been a month that I have not paid homage to the LDBC in the community in little guys' channels, in big guys' channels, and in 78's channels. I do it all the time, and I'm seeing people not doing it. Not doing it. If you ain't doing it, you ain't doing it. If you ain't doing it, you ain't doing it. Don't give it to me. I don't care. I don't need you. I've been told you. I don't motherfucking need you. Much love in that super chat, John Page. You know you the shit, dog. You know you the shit. But let's just get it straight, dog. That's the LDBC. That's the LDBC. If it ain't 78, if you go to 78 and you don't see people giving money to 78, supporting 78, then what you see? Then what do you see? You see me drop money on everybody's shit. Because I donate a portion of my proceeds to LDBC channels, and I don't see people doing it. I don't see people doing that to 78, and I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I see a bunch of conversations about how people are the biggest money. Like, can nobody get super chats like I can get super chats? I hear a lot of that. But then I'm thinking to myself, I thought I was the person that put 1,000 down on 78. I thought I was the one dropping $100 super chats and taking my money and putting it on 78. I thought it was me. I thought I was doing that. So since it got pushed off, people donating money and showing respect, it started in the LDBC and everybody else was doing super chats for 2 hours with no super chats, not making a nigga, not making a dime for 2-3 hour fucking super chats. 78 changes the culture. You getting paid, but you ain't giving this nigga your props. Nah, man. 78 Sports TV goes on at 7 o'clock Central Standard motherfucking time. If you ain't supporting them, don't say you LBC because you ain't supporting them. I don't need your money. Don't support me. Do not give me a dime. Do not give me credit for shit. But don't say you LDBC and you ain't doing shit with 78. Don't say you LDBC and you ain't supporting 78. Because you ain't LDBC if you ain't supporting 78. You're not. That's the litmus test. You want to know if I'm 78? If I'm LDBC, go ask 78. The day 78 say Fannon ain't LDBC, I ain't LDBC, I'm gone. It's what it is. And I got more money than all you niggas. I got more money than all you YouTube niggas. All you. All of you. Pay respect, man. Don't be running around acting like 78 did not get a fight done between Devin Haney, and Gary Russell Jr. Do not act like 78 Sports TV is not the one that made that pop. He is. Give him his credit. Don't act like we don't know how this fight happened. We're hearing out of the grapevine this fight popped off. Nah, dude. The shit popped off because a bunch of motherfucking channels that 78 vouched for and grew got him on there using the name LDBC, which is his shit. He asked somebody to get in and help out with the negotiation, and they did it because he asked, and it happened. This ain't no loosey-goosey shit where you got to thank everybody named Mama for it. Thanks 78. Thanks 78. And I'll donate my stream to that because I'm irritated. I'm listening to everybody's chats in the LDBC. I'm looking at 78 every night, and I have to pick up. You niggas say you LDBC. Why do I go to 78's channel 15 minutes into the motherfucking chat? I done seen you niggas get hundreds. I done seen you get it. But no, nobody go by 78. How's that happen? How's that happen? How do I drop money? Because I dropped the money. I dropped the money. I dropped the money. It's my money. Shit out my paycheck. I dropped the money. How come none of that motherfucking money got back to 78? I don't understand. I don't understand. 78, as successful as the LDBC is, 78's channel should be fucking popping with super chats on a fucking regular from new media, old media, LDBC or not. Because none of y'all had that idea. None of y'all have been able to wrangle a nigga like me to work for you for free. Nigga, don't get it twisted. It's 78 Sports TV. Subscribe. Don't like, share. You do not have to like. You do not have to like Tales of a Hustler. You do not have to like OnlyFans. You do not have to like Patreon. You don't have to jig with any of that. But you can't tell me you niggas living rich, living nice, and y'all can't find a way to, or can't wait to find a way to tip the hat, man. I can't imagine it. I'm dropping 100 on 78 tonight. I'm dropping 100 on them tonight. You will see it at 8. You will see that shit in the middle of the motherfucking chat. You will see my $100 in the middle of his chat today. And we will see how many more red dots there are in that live stream. We're going to see who's real and who ain't real. And he got a Cash App too. Now tell me, I'm fronting for me. I don't want your money. I'm dropping a bill on him today. Because there's going to be some structure in this bitch, man. Or there's not going to be me in this bitch. And I mean it. I fucks with 78, dog. And I don't see it. I'm watching his live streams and I don't see it. I see brothers respecting him, cats coming in there listening, getting knowledge. I see that. I see that LDBC doing it. Because I'm pissed. LeBron James said Blue Blood and Trill Boxing will donate $200 a night. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt they will. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. They good people. They're good people. But like I said, my $100 is there today. While we talking and celebrating everybody in the LDBC. While we celebrating how great we are. I'm going to be there with my $100. And we'll see. Does YouTube get a portion of the fund that's donated? I don't care. They're on the platform. If you want to get a super chat, I don't have a problem paying YouTube either. Because I can't listen to 78 if I ain't got YouTube. But if you want a super chat, his shit's in super chat. If you want a Cash App, he got a Cash App. But if you ain't the nigga that really owes something to 78 and what he's doing in the LDBC, then whatever. But if you really owe him, if your shit is popping, if your shit is going, and you ain't checking in and you ain't supporting, I'm just saying. And I'm going to put up. And I'm going to put up. Because I remember, y'all don't remember. Some of y'all don't remember that there was a time, dude, people would do live streams in the LDBC and there'd be 1 or 2 people listening in there. 1 or 2 people listening. 4 and 5 people listening. Right? Cats can't get no groundwork because hardcore niggas don't fuck with you. Like, how can some dude, I got people listening to my channel that are considered quote unquote street dudes. How could I ever connect with that audience if 78 didn't help me connect with that audience? 78 been on grind for years, man. LDBC is big because of him. Support, man. And I don't want to have to do, and I hope I ain't got to do this shit again. Now, I don't know anything about restructuring. I don't know anything about 78. I don't know anything about restructuring. I know about 78 and I know about 7 motherfucking o'clock. I know about 78 and I know about 7 fucking o'clock. And I know when I check in and I'm looking at these things and I'm seeing who supports, I see certain people supporting that dude on a regular basis because they are, and these are guys that are benefiting from what this dude's doing on a regular basis. And this guy spends hours and hours squashing beefs between people that could shut everybody, fuck everybody's shit up. Because trust me, 78 has pulled me off a fucking ledge on some of you niggas on multiple occasions. And I'm big enough to cause a stir. If you can't see. And I ain't shame about causing one either. Get a man the credit the man deserves. Get a man the respect the man deserves. Don't freeload off that nigga because he's nice enough not to say it. Or he might be in a situation that's politically too tight and he doesn't want everybody to blow up, shit to blow up. Right? You put him in that position, whatever. If I see him in that position, I'm going to blow everybody up. I'm going to blow every fucking body up. Did I say it enough? I was frustrated, man. 78 Sports TV and the LDBC made the biggest fight in boxing 2020. Gary Russell Jr., Devin Haney, Devin the Dream Haney. Yes, sir. And that is Gary Russell Jr.'s team. And salute to motherfucking 78 Sports TV. Congratulations, dude. 3 years ago, man, you said that we needed to separate ourselves from the YTBC and we need to get a community together where we could talk about boxing amongst black boxing fans and not have to deal with racism and be treated with respect. And you were very successful in doing that. Southern T-Bot said, I'm a street dude and I stumbled upon your video after Blue Blood video went off and you sounded like you knew what you was talking about, so I stayed around. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that because that's the essence of, because that is the core of our community. That's the core of our community. So yeah, man, while we celebrating the LDBC, dude, know what the LDBC is and know who 78 Sports TV is. And even if he don't make videos about boxing because he's like boxing's on bullshit, or he's like, look, I'm doing shit about dogs. I'm showing dog videos and I'm bandy dogs and all that shit. I don't know shit about dogs. I don't give a fuck either though. I know that there's a ready-made community in place for black people to want to talk boxing and now for black fighters to come and get the promotion that they need to get within that community to his community directly. And that's what 78 Sports TV set up. That's not something anybody else set up. Nobody else set that up. Nobody else. Not me, not nobody else. He did. And I'm going to be the dude. Blue Blood's a good dude. Of course I dropped $100 on Blue Blood. I support Blue Blood. I think it would be wrong of me to get as much shit as I get through the blessings of all y'all people that support me and know you support Blue Blood and me not to also support Blue Blood. I think that would be a disservice to the community if I didn't support Blue Blood. Because what good would it do anybody if I didn't? Then I'm just me, he's just him. Right? But if he and I are cool, then it's he and I. And 78. And Barbershop Conversations. And Best Fight the Best. And Black Fight Fan TV. And Reggie Owens. And Coach Sheldon Harris. And KQKC. And. But when you start acting like it's you, but you want to have the power of everybody, but with you, no. You know what I'm saying? Game Bread Boxing, Fannon. Salute, Fannon. I started watching you because of the general and Blue Blood. You're a good fit, my dude. Thank you, man. Yeah, man. Blue Blood puts in a lot of work, man. So if I do something like, I won't even say Blue Bloods. I don't even like saying salute. Because I'm like, man, that's Blue Blood. I feel like I got to give Blue Blood credit every time and Ticket TV, obviously Ticket TV. I would feel like it would be like I would be stealing if I didn't give him credit for what he did. Because creators feel stolen from when you don't give them credit. I'm just telling you, because it's creativity. It's a product. If you put a product out, you consume the product, but then you try to package and resell the product without giving credit to the person that did it, the person that created it is going to be highly offended. Highly offended. And that's why it's hard for Black people to work together. Because we need to be social. We need to be unified, independently unified. But at the same, because we all have to rely upon our sane people. We can't get away from each other if we wanted to get away from each other. You are Black. You are in this group. So we have to operate as a community because we were put in a community. But we have individual motivations. But you got to check your individual motivations. You can have your individual motivations, but make sure you pay homage to the community and the specific members of the community and their specific contributions so that people don't feel put upon and isolated. It's tough for me, man. Dude, it's tough, but you got to do it. And if somebody's bigger than you, if somebody gets more views than you, if somebody shows that they just happens to be better than you are, then it's just what it is. I cannot be you. You cannot be me. We have to be each other, but don't try to be me when you're not me. And I won't try to be you when I'm not you. But I'm going to give credit to the group because we will succeed together. We are now at a point within the LDBC where things like this can happen. Because, dude, this thing happened with... But let me tell you, without the right positions, that shit could go wrong. That shit could go very wrong without the right situation. And it was fortunate, but it tells you what we're capable of. As we get bigger, as our voices expand, the core responsibility of the community has to be the same or it will all unravel. And whether you like it or not, LDBC is property of 78 Sports TV. And we are all benefiting from it, but pay your copyright, pay your licensing fees. You know what I'm saying? YTBC returns. You're right, Fannon. Watch legendary Top Cats get 1,000 from LDBC and never talk boxing again. 503, never donate. I'm not getting into that. Not getting into that. Don't do that. Some people ain't got money. Don't get into that. You got to give anybody anything if you don't got it. No. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. I ain't got it. I can't give it. I ain't giving it if I ain't got it. You ain't got to give it if I ain't got it. Nobody asking, telling anybody got to do shit. But you understand my point. And we'll keep it there. Bobby Tom said, I'm on LDBC channels all day long, almost every day. Yeah, man, you're a trooper. And you're valuable, man. And you're valuable. And you're valuable. But this ain't about no in particular person. It's about 78. I'm watching the stream like hold on. I watched 78 and Bill and Batman were on the stream. And I'm like, hold on, man, this is the shit right here. Like, this is the shit right here. It wasn't with me. The shit was with them. But B-Ham said, you old school Black community used to be unified and work as a unit. Man, you got to be, man. Rashawn Cooley Carey said, I respect you so much, my brother, for the unity and homage talk. Good job, man. I'm doing very, very well because of the LDBC. It is a lifesaver. It is important for my life. I'm truly, truly appreciative for all of you guys. And not to steal a phrase, dog, I am blessed with discernment. That's something Black Fight Fan TV said. You hear that in church. You're blessed with discernment. I'm blessed with discernment. And I've seen businesses fall apart after they became successful because they became successful. I've seen businesses fall apart because they became successful. And I've seen businesses last for a very long time because they stayed within they stayed in their lane. You know that saying, stay in your lane, right? Because they stayed in their lane. They didn't try to become something that they weren't. They stayed in their lane. They stayed with what was successful, and they prospered for a long time. But some other people I've seen take off very quickly, and they fall apart. They fall apart because they were trying so hard to be something that they wanted to be that they ignore what they are right now. A hand in a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush type shit. I've seen it. And it's a painful situation. We are at risk of a whole bunch of people saying they're LDBC and ain't LDBC at all. You know what I'm saying? At all. I've seen people buddying around, dog. I'm like, how is this dude buddying around? I'll say your name, dog. I don't believe you for shit. H Money. Nigga, I'm like, what is this nigga doing here? What? How did this happen? Oh, bamboozlement is going on. Bamboozlement is going on. Oh, now that you know the shit's here, you're going to act all polite and nice. And now it's not fuck Fannon and hoe ass nigga this and crazy nigga this and I'll come get you that. Oh, now it's the LDBC rocks. Nah, homie. Nah, homie. Nah. Nah. Exactly. Why is anybody that's not 78? Why is anybody who is not named 78 Sports TV, Bill Haney, or Batman taking credit for it is what I want to know. Why is anybody not named Bill Haney, Gary Russell Jr., or excuse me, Batman, Bill Haney, or 78 Sports TV saying something about it? Because those are the people that deserve the credit. Truly deserve the credit. But without all three of them, the shit's not gonna pop off. And it's still gotta pop off. Still gotta pop off. Right? Because now Dazn gotta handle their business and PBC gotta handle their business. You know what I mean? But it's love. Is everybody good? Can I be done with that conversation? Was I too aggressive? I'm too aggressive. Was I too aggressive? I don't be too aggressive because I definitely got love for everybody that's in the LDBC. I got love for people that say they're in the LDBC. Ugh. That shit is a fucking joke. That shit is a fucking joke. Said, nope, you are Fanana. You now are too aggressive. Sorry, man. I get that way, man, because I was swimming on that, man. I don't care. Like y'all know, dude, I don't care about how big my stream gets. I don't care how many people come and all that, dude. I don't really care how many subscribers I get, but I want to have people that are really going to support and come on a regular basis, dude. Come on a regular basis and support the channel. You know what I mean? We can talk really good boxing. But we do it within the confines of the LDBC, man, so we can keep a safe environment, man. Said, don't you ever leave the community? No, the only way I'm leaving this community, dude, is if 78 loses a community. 78 leaves the community, I'm the fuck gone, dog. Like, shit, like, love you niggas to death. But if 78 broke, dude, I'd be like, for what? For what? I had damn near 20,000 subscribers before I joined. I'll go cow tie for white people for money. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. I can get big money cow tied for white people. That's what I'll do. Fuck it. I'll go call Dazn. Hey, Dazn, look, man. Let me help you out, Dazn. You motherfuckers don't know what you're doing in America, dog. Okay? You don't. Aaron don't know what he's doing. I know you sent that nigga Spencer Fearon over here. He don't know what the fuck he doing. I see him. I see y'all. I see y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting in my catbird seat watching. I see people trying to hook up with certain people. I see certain shit popping off. Nah, MTK Global, you're taking the wrong route. Wrong move, MTK Global. But I can tell you how to get down. Easy. I can tell you how to get down. Easy. I can tell you what part of the country you need to get down in. I can tell you who you need to get down with in that part of the country. I can tell you all of that. And then I can just go to work helping Dazn take over American boxing. Because I damn sure sat down there and helped Dazn get a fucking deal done with a PBC fighter. Didn't I? Didn't you see me talking to a PBC fighter, the WBC featherweight champion of the world, and the WBC lightweight champion of the world? Didn't you see me on the phone with their teams and work with? You didn't even see what happened behind the scenes, because there was hours of work behind the scenes, dog, to get that shit to where the point where you could get an offer letter, where you were able to make an offer to them at all. Did Eddie Hearn do that for you? Nope. Because Eddie Hearn don't know the difference between California and DC. Y'all don't know how DC niggas rock. You don't know how them dudes is different, man. Like, even people in the LDBC don't get that. You cannot do no, and this is much love to everybody out east, everybody out west. You cannot hit no DC dude with no black power stuff. You're going to lose right away. As soon as you start talking about black people coming together and what black people need to work and do, you are going to lose cats in DC. Want to guess why? Because they have more charlatans like that in DC than anywhere in the world. Okay? They have people that do that shit for a fucking living in DC. You ain't never going to convince them of that, because they are the ones that started most of that shit. Like, very few people know that if you go to DC, dude, DC, y'all just don't, it's a different vibe there, dog. If you're going to, that's why people are like all the time, like, why does PBC keep fighting in LA? It's not a mystery, dog. Why they keep fighting in LA, why they would fight over in LA instead of New York. Just look up and look who's making the fights. You know what I'm saying? But no worries, dog. No worries. Call 78 and see if this dude can put some fights together, help you negotiate some fights. I'll step in. I'm fucking with you for real, though. Y'all do suck, though. Just letting you know. Your negotiators suck. Eddie Hearn sucks. He's a great promoter, terrible negotiator. You're not going to muscle a nigga from DC. You're not going to do it. You're not going to be the white man walking in with a pile of cash and get these niggas impressed. Everybody know white people got money. Everybody knows that. I'm saying, like, you think you're the only one? You think you're the only white person ever showed up with a bunch of money? But black people understand. If you show up with a bunch of money, they're going to be very questionable about your ass showing up with a bunch of money. And the first thing that they're going to say is, nigga, you must be trying to tie me to a tree with that money. No, they don't trust you. They don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? So how could Eddie Hearn ever negotiate that when people don't trust him off jump? Because you're rich. Because you're rich. Niggas don't trust me because I sound like they say, oh, you sound like a white boy. You see how people reacted as soon as I talked about options? They were like, oh, options. Oh, no, options. Because you know what that means to them? Options mean chains. You trying to change me, dog. You trying to chain me? I don't even know. I'm not going to trust what you say about that shit, explaining it to me. I want the shit gone. I don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust you. So what Al Heyman does is he does business in a way that makes people trust him. No, you don't want options. I don't give a fuck. No options. Kick. No worries. He'll do like, hey, I'll take the one fight. You know what I'm saying? I'll take what I can get instead of trying to get people to give me some shit that they won't give me. You know what I mean? You sit around arguing for some shit that people won't ever give you. Eddie Hearn ruined his shit as soon as he walked in here talking about Al Heyman. He was done. He was done. The second that he did it, dog, as soon as he put Al Heyman's bad word about Al Heyman in his mouth, he was done. Done. Niggas is naming their babies after this dude, man. No. You have to work with him. You have to work with him. You have to let him get his bread. Not a lot, you know, but let him get his bread. He's clearly able to work with multiple people. But dude, Eddie? Al Johnson said, shut the hell up. About what? What would you like me to shut the hell up about? Eddie Hearn couldn't get, dude, let me put it this way, Al Johnson. If Eddie Hearn's fucking is anything like his negotiating, he couldn't find the G-spot on a 50-pound pussy. How about that? How about that? If his negotiation skills, if his fucking is anything like his American negotiation skills, he couldn't find the G-spot on a 50-pound pussy. What? How you walk in the United States with $1 billion and can't sign nobody? How do you go into the United States with $1 billion and not be able to sign anybody? Do you know what I would do with $1 billion? Do you have any idea how many people I could sign with $1 billion? Give me $1 billion. Give it to me. I will sign these niggas. Believe it. They will be signed. I'm saying, you will not be missing fighters, dog. No way. No how. No way. No how. Because you know the first place I'm gonna go with my $1 billion? Al, I just got $1 billion. Hey, Al. I just wanted to talk to you, man. See, you dummies. Listen what you could do. Dumbass nigga. Dummies. See, this is what you could do. Hey, Al, I got $1 billion. And I need to be able to spend it on boxing. Will you sit down with me and let me know how I can work with you and work with Top Rank and make this $1 billion work for this network in the current environment we have? Can we work? Is there some way we can work together on that? He should have been the first person to know that if you were trying to sign people that work with him, he should have been the first person to know that there's $1 billion. Because then he has an interest. You know, me, myself, and Irene. Yep. Because then he has an interest to work with you. Now, he might shut it down, try to sneak you and all that shit. But dude, better him try to sneak you while you honestly trying to give out $1 billion than you try to sneak his ass while he's currently giving people $1 billion. No, like I said, negotiation, he's used to muscling people. He's used to negotiating from a position of strength. But that's not how it works, dog. You don't come to the American. You thought that your dollar put you in a position of strength. It didn't. It got you in the room. It got you listened to. But it didn't put you in a position of power over Al Heyman. All you did was make Al Heyman go find somebody to match you. And then you lost. Once this dummy put his shit out on the table and didn't prosper, didn't work with the PBC just went out and duplicated your deal. That's it. And they did you better because they found Fox and Showtime. Like I said, his negotiation skills and his strategic skills suck. He just thinks he just fucking knows. He knows how to ticket scalp. He knows how to ticket scalp and scam. And he can talk a good game. But you would be much better off with somebody like Devin Haney's dad. Bill Haney would be much better in that position than Eddie Hearn. Much better. Because at least he knows how to talk to black people. You know, he might have that, you know, he got that California style that ain't gonna work in Chicago. But don't worry. All he got to do is talk to somebody in Chicago. See what I'm saying? Be like, hey man, we trying to make this pop off. But you can't do that from Brussels. You know what I mean? You can't do that. You ain't from here, man. You ain't from here. Tried to told you. They're not fucking with you like that. Like, I can't just go into Atlanta and do business in Atlanta. They will run you around the block for 3 years till all your fucking money's gone. And they'll still get all the dough because they ain't fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've ever actually done business in the United States, you would understand that regionally, that there are little regional fiefdoms. And you have to be able to get in there. And they're not just going to let you in there. No. DC niggas don't trust you. And, by the way, for all y'all think that all you got to do is put a fucking dashiki on and go talk to people, no. Did you listen to what Gary Russell Jr. said on the Boxing Voice last night? I listened to the Boxing Voice with Gary Russell Jr. on there. Do you know what Gary Russell Jr. talked about? Like what he thinks. He said that his melanin is his intelligence. Did you get this? Gary Russell Jr. said, now this is to the Europeans in the room. Just to tell you, all us black people are not the same, man. When he said black people are in his, when black people are, let me ask this to somebody in the chat, see if they can figure this out. What does it tell you that Gary Russell Jr. said his melanin is his intelligence? What does that tell you about Gary Russell Jr.? Because it told me mountains about him. Mountains about his world perspective and who he really is. Now, I wouldn't bet on it, but he is heavily influenced. He's heavily influenced by 5%ers. The brother is woke. I would say he's heavily influenced. My first impression is he's influenced by 5%ers. You think you're going to black talk a nigga that's down with the 5%ers? You're not. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You're not. You're not. They've read more than you. You know what I'm saying? It told me that he's more well-read than 99% of people, is what it told me. Because if you've ever tried to debate a 5%er, dog, oh, he's a more, not a 5%er, but you get my point. He's a more 5%er. They may believe different things, but they're still in that same boat of motherfuckers that ain't going to trust you. Nothing about your history and nothing about you, nothing that you say about the existence on this planet are they going to agree with you on. They are metaphysical. They are metaphysical. You're not going talking to money about money to a more. That's like trying to tip somebody in Japan. You realize if you're in Japan, it's bad form to tip people. Like they'll take that shit as an insult. Like I'm not as familiar with the Moors. But I can tell you when I heard what he said, I was like, okay, you're dealing with a different type of dude here, man. You're not dealing with a Crip, okay? Don't be trying to treat him like he's a Crip, okay? Don't think he's just saying some shit that's just out there. He's pulling out his ass. He's not. He's very well researched. He's very well studied, and he knows that he's as intelligent as you. And in fact, he believes that he is more intelligent than you. That right there should tell you who you're dealing with. But if you're not from the United States, how are you how are you supposed to do that? Am I lying, black people? Give me a 1 if you're a black person and I'm not lying. It's black people, because we got 500 people in here. We're not really talking boxing. We talking black people and how you talk to black people and how you do business with black people in the United States. And the fundamental fucking reason Bob Arum doesn't know how to do it. Bob Arum doesn't know how to do it. You guys don't know how to deal with black people, but you're trying to act as if there's no great black fighters because you don't know how to deal with black people. Because you don't know how to talk to black people. Because black people do not trust you. But if you become not trusted, because they'll never trust you, but they will trust themselves. They do trust themselves. So understand what they want and try to find a way to give them that for what you want. And don't act like you know what black people want, because some black people don't care about money. As much as crazy as that may sound, I don't care about money like that. I am not going to have Bill Haney or somebody's not going to call me and say, hey, Fannon, can you, I got a problem here. I need to understand something. And people do this all the time. I've been consulting boxers, professional boxers, for 3 years without ever saying a word to anybody about who I talked to or what I told them. But let me tell you, there's a certain person that, dog, I don't care about the money. I want to see the fights. I want to see black people do well. I want to see a bunch of very, very wealthy black fighters. I do. And if I can help you, I'm cool with it. Because my money is good. You know what I'm saying? My money is good. And I know that if I'm true to the people on this channel, that if I am in really need, like, fuck it, this is what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, COVID hit my shit. This is what I have to do. I know that the people in here, or I believe the people in here, will say, damn, we going to support Fannon. That's my payment. My payment is not a $2,000 check from Bill Haney, which, nigga, really, Bill, that shit was about about 2,500. About 2,500. I had to do it for 2,500. I do it for 2,500. But that's it. I ain't doing no more than that for 2,500 though. But you get my point, man. I'm just telling you. For about 2. For Bill, I do it for 2. Just as long as you realize that I don't have to charge somebody else that. You know what I mean? But you're not going to find it, because you're not going to find it. It's going to be tough, because you got to find somebody that knows boxing. You have to have somebody that knows negotiations. You have to have somebody that is fucking neutral, right? Neutral in their affect, but still got game. Y'all miss Bob. That's why you guys miss Don King. That's Don King right there. I guarantee you. That's Don King. And Al Heyman too, because he got enough sense to keep his mouth shut. He don't even let you put him in a trick bag. But that's pretty one. That's a lot of ones there, dude. Yeah, that's a sea of ones. Still going up with my ones. Oh yeah, it was ones for days. Easy Lou Boxing TV. What's good, man? I'm chilling, man. Talking this boxing with good people, man. Good people, man, that don't mind that I like to talk about black people. Which was again one of the reasons why I like 78. Because I was like, damn, dude, if I come fuck with this dude, I can talk to black people about black things the way I want to, and not get, not lose 1,000 subscribers anytime I say, 5%ers think they're smarter than you. And on top of that, 5%ers probably are smarter than you. But you think because they're wearing these crazy looking clothes that they ain't smarter than you. They are. Trust me. I was in law school with a 5%er. And this motherfucker could memorize books. He was like, man, let's have a memorization contest. And I was like, dude, I was like 24 at the time. He was like 35. Dog, I would be working for hours. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Any contingent interest in order to vest. What is that? What is that? What is the rule against perpetuity? In God, dog, I can't believe I forgot the rule of perpetuity. It's like any contingent interest needs to occur within 21 years of lives in being at the time of the creation of the interest. That's what it was. It's like any, oh God, I forgot what it was, but it was pretty much like a rule in property against perpetuity, which means you cannot own property forever, right? So any contingent interest, that's what it is. Any contingent interest, it must vest within 21 years of lives, of a life or lives in being at the time of the creation of the interest, right? So it's like, what the rule tells you is that you cannot leave your house to your grandkid that has not been born yet. You know what I mean? Unless it happens within 21 years of you dying. So say you want to keep your house forever, right? Say you want to keep your house forever. But you're like, no, dude, you cannot own property in perpetuity. It has to be owned by somebody. So if you die, you can, and you want to will this to somebody else, it has to, that contingent interest, has to vest within 21 years of the life or lives in being at the time of the creation of the interest. So I was going back and forth with this 5%er for like on all that type of shit, dude. And this dude would just be like, bop, 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 bop. Very, very bright dude, man. And then went to go work in New York City, and he didn't even go work for like a major law firm or anything like that. He just went to school so he could learn it. And this dude is in the streets, in there working with people in the streets in New York. Brilliant dude, man. Brilliant dude, man. Get it together, bro. Get what together, dude? Nigga, first of all, dog, I'm gonna have to assume that's a picture of your son on this picture. But Kenny Lee, you should not pick a picture of your son on your picture while you insult somebody like me, because that means I got to go in on your son, okay? And I don't want to do that. Please. If you think that I'm going to remember verbatim a property rule that I have not read in 30 years, in 25 years from memory, without having to guess at, like, what was the exact wording, dog? I'm sorry. Forgive me. I have not read the rule of perpetuity since 1998. And I tried to say it off the cuff on a live stream and I fucked it up. Any contingent interest in order to be valid must vest within 21 years of lives or lives in being at the time of the creation of the interest. That is what it was, dog. Said, let me make it, bro. Dog, for real, man. Come on, dog. Exactly. That ain't no real dude. That's get it together, brah. What is a catfish, though? A fake account or something? Oh, that's what it is. A fake account. Yeah, you know it. Put a little son of a black, your son look fruity. You know it, dog, man. Much love to the Gary Russell camp. By the way, that's Gary Russell camp. Y'all don't know. That's the dude right there. Where'd he go? That's the dude right there, man. Man, go, Boss Hog, go. Say I support Fannon, man. Thank you so much, dog. We need more men like this. Help the community. Yeah, man, it's important, dude. Get an army of cats that understand the law, like really understand it. And it could do wonders. It really can. But here's the thing. They can't go to law school. Like, if I had my druthers, like, instead of that $18 million stupid fucking ugly ass watch that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is wearing for some fucking stupid reason, dude, you could get a little program together. Dude, you could bring an army of motherfuckers out for $18 million. Like, what are you doing? That's not his priority, right? So that's not his priority. Let some Jewish dude get, now I don't like to say this, but this is for real. A Jewish dude, they get their hands on $100 million. You better believe, dog, that there are some kids in their community and some schools and shit getting built and some political action committees getting funded and all that stuff. But in no fault of Floyd Mayweather, he just doesn't know that's not his interest. But really? Dog, 18 million? That's 180 lawyers. That's 180 lawyers I could put out. Easy. I could put out $18 million. I could put 180 lawyers on the street. Easy. And educate them in a way where they're not educated to do corporate law, but they're educated to do the people's work. Because like a lot of people don't know, when you go to law school or you go to business school, they're not really teaching you, they're not really focused on producing people that are really pushing for civil liberties. They're pushing out tax attorneys. They're pushing out business attorneys. They're pushing out transactions, buying and selling things, not pushing for social justice, right? Not pushing for those type of things, because that's not what they want. So they're not going to teach that. But if we would support our own academics, we could do great things in the community, man. Great things in the community. If not change the world, I ain't into changing the world, but damn, dog, you would have motherfuckers, a lot more black people working as state's attorneys. And yeah, some of them will turn out to be coons and fuck off and all that shit. But dude, with critical mass, you can really change some shit with $18 million instead of buying a watch. Focus Ball said, my three times granddad beat the Brits, so we get tax-free land. That's what's up. And that's something you can educate me on. Said they are not producing constructive behavior amongst black people. Right. Exactly. So you see where I'm coming from. I come from that. I love Music Fuller Jr. D-Style Boxing in that building. Much love. Make sure you guys subscribe to D-Style Boxing. But look, man, I'm going to jump up off of here real quick, man. She said, I married my wife because she's in law school. Very smart. You're a smart man. In fact, I would tell you dudes, if you are all this shit you niggas is doing with all this weightlifting and stuff and getting ripped and all that, read a couple books, go take your ass to a medical school party. Go to a nursing school. Find a chick that's a nurse. Like, it ain't hard. Find a woman that is a nurse. Find a woman that is lawyers are tough. Lawyers are tough. Lawyers are tough. Lawyers are tough. Like, you got a wife, dog, you know you better for sure watch your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you better for sure watch your ass because she is a knife, you know? Yeah, find a nurse, man. Find a nurse. Not tough. If you're a barber, and here's the thing, like, say you're a barber, like you're a legitimate dude, taking care of business every day, like you got a car wash, you got a barber shop, you're doing something like that, right? They don't need some dude that's a fucking PhD and all that, dude. They need somebody that's going to be able to counterbalance them too. You know what I mean? So my wife is stripper. Hey, that too. That's very practical. But I don't want to get into that. Y'all go handle your own business. Y'all go fuck with chicken heads if you want. I would advise you, no. Very underrated thing, dog. People do not know that women with jobs, they're freaks too. Just saying. All that shit them other women will do, the chicken nurse in school, she does it too. She does. Like, you might not believe this, but all the shit you can get from them strippers, them law school students, they know how to do all that shit. They watch pornos too. You know what I'm saying? There's pornos in the law school too. They can copy all that shit. Okay? That dude right there. Y'all don't know. I'm trying to told you. Damn, you hear that lightning? Hey, man, I'm going to get out of here. Much love. How do I know this? I know this from personal experience with current MDs, current JDs, current MBAs, current RNs, current I can go on, dog. I can go on. Nigga, I think my exes got like 45 degrees. Okay. I never fucked around with dummies. I never believed in it. The shit's against my religion. You know what I'm saying? Like my brother, I love my brother to death. One thing my brother told me, man, he was like, I don't need no woman to do my homework. And I looked at him, I was like, shit, I do. I'm saying, I do. Like, I need a woman that can do my homework. Like, why wouldn't I? Like, why wouldn't I want to talk to, like, I got some fucking problem in my life. I'm trying to figure out how I can get something done. And dude, it helps me that my wife is smarter than me. You know what I mean? Like, I never fucked around like that. You know what I'm saying? Never. Oh, didn't finish the female story from earlier. Damn, I forgot what it was. But I got plenty of them. We can get to that tomorrow, man. Much love to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for staying through all the way. I know we didn't talk a lot of boxing. Again, man, support 78 Sports TV. Support the LDBC, man. The LDBC, okay? The LDBC. Support the channels in the LDBC. Super chat to their channels. Watch their videos. Support them, dude, because if you don't support them, they go away. If they go away, then what are we stuck with? We're stuck with the same public relations type of boxing talk that we all complain about for years. But you got to actually support them. Oh, that story. Thank you. I'll tell you. Oh, yeah, that story. Oh, for sure, I'll tell you that story. All right, so this is the story. When I was single, there was this like 6 feet. She was about a little shorter than 6 feet, Puerto Rican. She's like Puerto Rican and black, worked for a bank, right? Worked for a bank in Chicago. I can't remember what the name of the bank was, but worked for a bank. So we went on like 3 different dates, fine as shit. I mean, like nigga, like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, wow type shit. And so I was like, you know, I was thinking, because I wasn't with nobody at the time. I was like, okay, I'll kick it with her, whatever. So I went to we ate at like 3 different restaurants, right? And it was like, one was $250. The next time we went out, that was like $250. The next one was like $250, something like that, right? So like the third time, I was like, look, man, first of all, because I ain't rushing. If you don't want to fuck with me at that age, I ain't gonna press you, right? So I was like, whatever. And we went to a movie. And then I dropped her off. And she was like, threw some fucking fit in me. So I was like, okay. She said, what'd she say? She accused me of taking her to a movie that had sexually suggestive content in it as a way to try to get her to convince her to sleep with me. So what I told her was, bitch, I changed. I hit my fucking, that's boop. I was like, and I never talked like this. I was like, bitch, first of all, I don't want your pussy. Number one. Number two, get the fuck out my car, and I don't give a shit. I ain't got to do nothing with you to try to get that, right? So, dude, but when I said that, though, she was like, she laughed, and she's like, why don't you come in? Why don't you come in? And I was like, no. I was like, no, I don't even want it. I was like, I don't even want it. I don't want that from you. Goodbye. Because no, what I'm saying, ain't none of that shit that fucking serious. Somebody's fucking gaming you. There ain't enough of that in the world, dog. Ain't enough of that in the world to put up with some shit like that. Get the fuck out of my face, dog. Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous, dog. But see, that's the thing. When you got options, don't care. My wife is better. Like, you know, I wasn't with my wife at the time. We were separated, but not separated in marriage. We were just not dating at the time. But I was just like, fuck that. There'll be another one. Why would I fuck with that? You know? But that's just how you got to understand that, you know, certain things. The point that I brought that up about that was this. You can't assume what people's interests are because their interests are theirs. Like, Me, that's not my interest. There's no woman that is going to be bad enough to mistreat me in any way, shape, or form, and me still want to be with them. I just don't care, because the respect that you have for me is more important than any of that. Right? So with Gary Russell Jr., when you're trying to negotiate with certain types of people, you got to understand that money is not it for all of them. And that's very hard for people to get through their heads when they're used to negotiating from a position of power. Like, if you're the guy that always has the money, you have a bunch of money, you think that, and most people want to do what you say. Hey, what's up, man? My power went out. That's my bad. Can you guys hear me? I'm here, man. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me, man. My shit just went out like boom. So I'm gonna get out of here pretty soon, but let me know if y'all see me. And I think I might have missed the super chat, man. Can y'all hear me? This is terrible. Happened, dog. Happened. Oh yeah, y'all here. Okay. All right, y'all can hear me. Cool. So look, let me roll out of here, man. I'm way over anyway. I just wanted to make sure I checked you. I think somebody said I was missing a super chat. So let me just check the super chats real quick, and after that, I'll roll off. Y'all go check. Have a wonderful day. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for your support. But let me make sure that I get this super chat read. I mean, I so much appreciate you guys. I can't tell you. It is a blessing to be able to talk boxing with this many people, man, on a regular basis and have such a good time. I don't want to miss these super chats though. So let me do this and then, damn, come on, man. D-Style, much love in that super chat. I have dated a few nurses. Yeah. That's what's up. I like nurses are good, safe bets. Been saying Troll's new strategy is try to tear down from within. They play cool, trying to get wrenches, build influence, just to cause dissension. Exactly. Super chat for your shit, though. Like, if you want, super chat for it. That ain't complicated. Fannon in the general, I respect the grind. LWC, my daily dose of the truth. Yes, sir. I'm glad somebody spoke. I got that. God bless from LT. I think I got everybody in the chat and everybody in the super chat. So, look, I'm going to roll up out of here, man. Much love to everybody. And you said my super chat ain't all that? Oh, no, man, your super chat is valuable as shit. D-Style, I dated a few nurses. That's what's up. And I hope they worked out for you. And with that, we out. Peace.